The Mariners made history last night.
They did?
Kinda.
What?
I mean, it's their first playoff win since 2001 at home.
So I heard that. I knew that was the case.
You heard the second time he said it. The second time he said it,
he didn't say
confusing.
Home. He just said their first playoff win in 24 years, and I'm like,
but
what?
on the broadcast before that, he had made it clear it was home. He just said it the wrong-ish way.
I heard that at the end, and I'm like, they didn't go very far, but I know that they won a couple of games against Toronto a few years ago when they made it, so it wasn't their first playoff win in a while. Both those games were really good games, man.
They were great games.
Extra innings on Saturday night.
The first one?
Ton of fun. I ended up watching more of it than I thought because you pointed out Miami, Florida State was a dud. I was super pumped for that game. Didn't really deliver. It's kind of over at halftime. So you flip over. There's not a lot of other evening games. Texas Tech was kicking the crap out of Houston. Nothing really else to watch. So because of that, I ended up watching more of the game than I thought I was going in. Mm-hmm. And then last night I did the dual screen thing. Both of them were good, back and forth, compelling moments. You had fans crying in the stands after big moments for the Mariners. The scene outside of this, I don't know if you saw any of the videos out front of the stadium after the game.
Yeah.
But they certainly were having a lot of fun last night in Seattle, which I don't blame them.
They humping the Griffey statue?
They were not humping the Griffey statue. They were doing that to Dave Niehaus. Hey, get your hands off Dave, all right?
Why would you do that to Dave?
I'm just kidding. They weren't actually doing that to Dave.
Griff could handle it.
You know what it reminded me of, though? And I thought, we go through this every April. It reminded me of the Bing Bong Nick fans. Like, outside of MSG.
After they beat Trae Young.
First round series win. Like, let's go, Knicks! And it's like a World Series parade out front of the stadium. Look, they've been through absolute disaster for a quarter century. I don't blame them. Go celebrate however you want to celebrate.
Sure.
And I think you feel pretty good. You blew game one and you immediately went into panic mode of like, oh God, now we got to face Screwball in game two. And Screwball was great, but somehow gave up two random solo home runs to the most random player.
3-0 against Tarek Screwball.
They have not lost against him, and then you blew the lead. You came back you got the split after losing game one when you felt like you were probably going to be down 0-2 facing Screwball.
Well, you mentioned one of the home runs. Here is Polanco, who had the two home runs against Screwball.
Hit in the air, left field and deep, going, home run! Two-homer night for Jorge Polanco, two zip Mariners.
And then in the bottom of the eighth, after Fox showed a graphic that said Tigers' chances to score 2 runs, 20%. They proceeded in that same inning after the graphic aired to score the 2 runs to tie the game. So I love math. And then after that, in the next inning, after Rosarena goes out, Cal Raleigh hits a double. So you get the big dumper going to second.
Of all the base runners he could have two with a go-ahead run, probably not the guy you would pick first, but he was on his wagon.
He can move a little better than he likes.
18 stolen bases.
I know, but he's caught 150 games and it's October. Those are some tired legs, man.
Well, and then Julio, like both these guys, they're not going yard, but they're making contact, getting singles, moving the ball. So Cal gets a double, and then Julio comes up and sends one down the line to score Cal.
Finnegan, the 1-0. Swing and a looper over third. Fair ball down the line. Into the corner. Rolling rounding third. He will score. Hustling into second base. Julio Rodriguez. Back-to-back doubles for the Mariners. In a 3-2 Seattle lead.
So Roxy Bernstein, ESPN Radio on the call of that one. Kind of surprised you didn't go with the home call for these. The Seattle calls?
I was it was just right there. I was hunting through a lot of audio yesterday.
Is this one of those the best ability is availability, and
Yes.
it was the most
whatever
convenient?
is the most available calls.
Well,
I
I was in there getting a lot of other audio, as we were going back and forth. Can you get this? Can you grab that?
Well, I
wanted a radio call. Sometimes the TV calls they lay out and give you the crowd scene.
I know, but you had Riz on the call, I think.
Yeah.
I was just surprised. Anyways, thank you for pulling it. I do appreciate you. I don't hate you. Contrary to what some listeners think.
I know.
So I thought, we give this guy a lot of grief. I do think it's a valid point by Softy to say if you would have told him after 2001, their last home win in the postseason wouldn't happen until he was, what did he say he was, 50-something? He wouldn't have believed you.
No, you imagine it'll happen at some point.
What would it have been? So yesterday was how many years since their last home win?
24 years.
2001 was the last time they won a playoff game.
So he said 52. He said if you would have told me your next home playoff win, you wouldn't see it Safeco, T-Mobile, whatever, till you're 52, he wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah.
Valid point. I loved the environment. The atmosphere is awesome in Seattle in the playoffs, even though it's only been the 6th time. The guy crying, though. And this is where I'm dead inside.
The game's not even over, dude. Like, if you win the game and you want to cry, to each their own, I wouldn't do that for game 2. but the game's not over.
I'm going to tell you this.
Those are premature
I
tears
had
there.
thoughts of dirt pulling up Rudy when the dad walks into Notre Dame Stadium for
This
the
is
first
the
time.
most glorious thing these eyes have ever seen.
I'll say this. I might be
We're
very
finally winning the game.
I might be very dead inside and not be able to ever get to that moment. And to your point, the game wasn't over.
Like, that was just the go-ahead double. They took the lead in the bottom of the 8th, and they panned to a guy in the crowd who's crying, and his girlfriend or
he
wife
just got
started hugging him.
overwhelmed.
No, that guy crying told me all I needed to know. That team has broken that man in 90,000 different ways.
Yeah, that's what it takes.
That's a guy that watches. He's a John Sukanik. He watches every game. He goes to at least 20 plus. That guy has lived and breathed that team in a way that I don't think any human being can quite comprehend unless you're also another sicko.
probably not healthy to do so because they've been pretty bad for a long time.
It's the only reason you would cry in that moment is if you were that level of a fan. So I will say, one, I commend you for being such a diehard and caring so much. And also, man, I cannot understand ever wanting to cry in that moment. Happy, yeah. Clapping,
Yes.
sure. Excited, yeah.
Fired up, yelling.
Crying is a different level that I personally, I just saw that and I went, okay.
Yeah, that would be, if I were a Mariner fan, it would be reserved for like, hey, we won the ALCS and we're going to the World Series for the first time in the history of our franchise.
Yeah, maybe then. Yeah,
you
I'm
want
with
to ball
yeah.
like a baby, you ball like a baby. You win the World Series, obviously, tears, welcome, however many you want. Go ahead, fire them off. But in that moment, the only thing I thought when they showed that guy crying was, God, it's going to be brutal if they blow this lead in the 9th inning. Can you imagine?
You are a sick
Well, he's
man.
crying in the 8th inning. The game's not even over. Like,
I
save
know.
your tears for the end of the game, dude. You haven't won anything yet.
Also, that poor guy, like, he doesn't know he's going to be shown. How
I
do
know,
you
he has
even
no
find
idea.
a guy crying in
Just
that
panning in the
sea of
crowd,
people?
just happened to be on the one guy who's like, yeah.
Well, in the playoffs, they got like 82 cameras in there.
No, but like, was somebody on the directive on the headset?
I'm sure
We
they-
need to find somebody crying. Look
That
at
was-
tears.
There's
They-
people in the production truck who that's their job.
I know.
spotters.
It's to find the people. Yeah.
They were so close to just a
What?
Brutal weekend in Seattle.
brutal,
Yeah.
but not even just like weekend, because
At
at least
least
got the
the
Huskies
Huskies
came
won.
back, yeah, but that was close to not happening. You had the Seahawks lose the way that they lost,
Yeah.
which I know we'll get to. The
You-
game one,
You lost game one in extras.
and then game two, you got a 2-0 lead. You blow it. Was it the 7th inning that they blew the lead? I think.
Yeah.
Did they, at the top of the 8th, and they
then
came
went to the
back. That's
bottom of
right.
the
Matt
yeah.
Brash.
Like, that was
couldn't
really
find the
close
plate
to
there.
just being a disastrous day. So thank God for Julio, who also hit a bomb in game one. So
Yep.
he's playing really well so far in the playoffs.
Oh, I guess he did go yard.
He
in game
did,
one.
yeah.
Thank
He
you,
hit a
yeah.
bomb. That was their first run, I think, of game one. If
Him
I'm
and
not
Cal
wrong.
have been really good in the series.
I think in game one of the series, they had 6 combined hits, and the rest of the
Yeah,
lineup
they
was over.
Over, yeah.
Like, literally didn't have a hit. Also, the randomness of baseball playoffs I love. It reminded me of watching when Doc Holliday was with the Phillies, and he threw a no-hitter in the first round against the Reds. He was the best pitcher in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants beat them in the NLCS. Do you remember who took him yard 2 times in one game?
I don't.
Cody Ross.
Really?
Never going to remember that name. Only Giants fans remember that kind of stuff. That's what I was thinking watching Polanco last night. You're facing one of the best pitchers in the American League, Jorge Polanco. Jorge Polanco? That's the randomness of baseball playoffs that you love.
Well, congratulations to Mariner fans. What a night for you. Your first home playoff win since 2001, and now they go back to Detroit. You got past Scooble.
They swept the Tigers in their 3-game series in Detroit earlier in the regular
What's
season.
the baby status with Naylor? Because he might be. He's got a kid coming. He said he's going to leave. That was quite. You guys didn't see that? That was
saw
quite.
that.
I heard it.
That
Yeah,
was quite the dust up
musical
amongst their
artist?
fan base. No, wait, what? He's having a baby with a musical artist?
Yeah.
Oh,
she's a
I didn't
really
know that.
Popular, I think,
Yeah,
Latin
that's his-
singer.
I
Oh, okay.
believe that's his wife.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Good for him.
Yeah.
Did anybody else have a chuckle too, thinking of their last home eight when was it the ALCS, I believe, when Arthur Rhodes was wearing the bright
Yeah,
earrings,
the reflection.
and he had to take them off,
Yep.
and then watching Naylor come up to the plate in like bedazzled cleats.
Can we talk about the bedazzled Jordans?
Things have changed a little bit, haven't they? It's like those were blinding watching at home.
Little
There's a lot going on there. A
questionable.
lot going on there.
You want some J's? Great. The 11s? Okay, I'm with you. Why did you bedazzle them? Did you leave those in front of an 8-year-old?
Bejeweled. Yeah, maybe he did. Maybe his girlfriend's
Are those
wife
Ed
is super
Hardy
into him.
Jordans?
I think
What are
they
we doing?
They are. It's a collab, man.